Welcome to the Entrepreneurial Collective podcast, where we tell it like it is, and it is like we tell it. Back as always, I'm your host, Dickie, and I'm really excited about what we've got in store for you for this episode. You know what we're titling this one? We're titling this one Mini Victories, okay? I want you to write that down, get it in your head, never forget it. Mini Victories, right? On this journey of entrepreneurship, and again, regardless of where you're at, you might already be thriving currently in your business, serving the world through your business. You may be in the beginning stages of building it out. You may just be thinking about, I know I want to do this and I'm looking for the way how, and you are in the right place. You also may be a current sales representative who is building that business within the business, right? In all instances, what I want to talk to with all of you today is about mini victories. Now, what am I talking about when I say mini victories? Well, this is something that I teach to all of the automotive dealerships I work with, and more specifically, the sales representatives. I'm going to use that as an example to sort of tell this story. You see, think about a car dealership, right? Those of you that are in the industry and are familiar with me and my content, this is going to be very easy for you to grasp, but I want to lay it out for all of you that may not be as familiar with the automotive industry. The industry, like all human beings in life, are filled with some bad apples, but they're also filled with a lot of exceptional human beings, and I couldn't be more proud to associate myself with them and this amazing industry. But what I want to talk about here is the life of a salesperson. See, a lot of times sales representatives, they come into the automotive industry and they hear a lot of guys like me, telling them exactly how much potential there is to change and create your life by learning how to effectively influence human beings. And that's exactly the skill set that is developed when you are in that industry. I mean, all sales positions in life will afford you a little bit of this opportunity, but I don't know anything as rugged and raw as the automotive industry to truly develop that ability in an individual who's committed to getting there. Now, when people do start their careers and they are in front of guys like me, they get really jacked up and really excited because, yes, I am an expert and a professional at what I do, and therefore I make it look easy. So a lot of times it's easy for, human beings to get really gassed up thinking that it will be just as easy for them. Now, I would argue it's simple to be successful in that industry, but I would definitely not discredit those of us that have made these accomplishments by saying it's easy. It's simple, but it's not easy. Now, remember, there are laws, and these laws will guarantee your success. One of them that really shines brightly on how you can achieve success in this lane is the fact that disciplined actions taken on a consistent basis guarantee results. That's what they do. So, it's important that I explain to the sales representatives in this industry, and as I'm explaining to all of you budding entrepreneurs out there, that you need to identify the value of mini victories, right? There is more than enough examples of things that can cause you to lose motivation, lose energy and excitement, lose that ace on a daily basis as you're taking action to be successful. So it's important that you're truly able to see and extrapolate the value of a mini victory, because the mini victories are things that are going to keep your energy up, keep you high, keep you motivated so that you can deliver for each and every one of your potential clients. It's important in the dealership. If a customer comes into a sales representative and the first thing out of their mouth is, I'm not buying today. I just want you to know, I don't want you to waste time. I'm not buying today. Well, if you're an unprepared new green sales representative, it's really easy to go from this to, right? This is not going to sell and deliver any units today. That I can guarantee you. So I always explain to them the importance of mini victories. Now, again, let me dial into the automotive industry so I can paint this picture and illustrate the point. The point is simple. You're here in the automotive industry to sell a car. Let's just dumb this thing down real quick, all right? There are human beings, customers, clients out in the marketplace that have a need. You have a solution to their perceived challenges, and that solution happens to be your automobile. So they are going to come into your place of business asking questions, looking for information, ultimately to make a decision with someone they're comfortable with to take care of this perceived challenge and drive home with a vehicle. So the mere fact that when you are at a dealership or any place of business, this goes for all of you, when you have a customer arrive there, to simply ask a question or to simply say, I'm just looking. Yeah, I'm on the lot. No, you don't need to pay attention to me. I'm just looking. This is a mini victory. You've actually got somebody to work with, right? Think about it. If you wanted to play a game of tennis, you showed up to the court and there's nobody on the other side, you're going to have a difficult time playing tennis. But even if there's a child on the other end of that tennis court, at least there's somebody with the potential to hit the ball back. And so I explained to sales representatives, you want to identify the mini victories. These things are going to keep you upbeat and staying positive. So when you're at your dealership and there is simply a customer who is on the lot that you are afforded an opportunity to go out and greet, good day. Welcome to ABC Motors. My name's Alan. What can I get you information on today? This is something to get positive about. Now, like I said, in the automotive industry, you have a lot of examples where customers will say, hey, I'm not buying today. Can I tell you something? The person who says I'm not buying today is buying everything today. There's a tip for you, folks. That's a defensive posture. The reason customers, even your clients, regardless of what business you're in, regardless of what industry, the reason they're saying to you, hey, I just want you to know I'm not doing anything today, is because they know that anytime the value exceeds the price, they buy all of it. They buy everything. And usually they're saying those things to try to protect themselves from dealing with the wrong individual, but that's not you. You're the right individual. You have the solutions to their problems, and this is why you're going to get excited when you hear that potential resistance, because that's all it is. It's not an objection. And an objection is a big, scary monster hiding under your bed. When you're prepared and you know exactly what it is you're doing in your life and in your business, we call this resistance, and we play with it like a cat does a ball of yarn, right? So I explained to sales representatives, you've got a series of mini victories. Mini victory number one, you got a client on the lot, okay? This is something to get excited about. And what you need to do is proactively anticipate that your market and your potential clients are filled up with more logic and reasoning as to why your product, service, thought, idea, or concept is not a solution before they're ever going to think it is. Now, this is not your fault and it's not theirs. It's just a condition of the market. But if you proactively understand that this is going to be the mindset of your clients the majority of the time, then you're not going to be rattled when they're like, hey, I'm not buying anything. I'm just thinking. I don't want you to waste time on me. So in the automotive industry, the first mini victory is have a client show up that you can actually talk to, okay? Now, as you're discussing what the needs are of that client, right, they're going to let you know with effective questioning. And I'm not getting into an automotive sales training right now. I'm just broadly going to give you the examples of how this goes. But you're going to have a conversation with them, and the client is going to start to tell you exactly what's wrong. And as they're telling you what's wrong, this gives you the opportunity to make notes so you can start to counter all of their thoughts and perceptions with yours, meaning you're going to start sharing with them everything that's right. So when it comes to selling an automobile, the first thing we want to do is get excited. It's a mini victory that somebody showed up to actually consider looking at a vehicle. Never mind buying it yet. Let's just walk before we run. Well, the next thing we want to do is effectively land them on the exact product that's going to solve that challenge. Now, the next mini victory for us is going to be getting them to go on a test drive. Think about yourself when you've ever went to go shop for a car. You know, hey, do you want to go on a test drive? Many times customers just like you are like, no, I'm just looking at it, just looking. Because a lot of you, the clients out there, your psychology thinks that if I take this next step, it's another step towards commitment. And a lot of human beings are afraid of making those commitments, especially early on in an interaction with a salesperson. So it's important that you identify this is not about getting a guy or a lady, a customer, a person to say, yeah, I want to buy something right now. It's just about my next mini victory in this sales process is to get this individual out on a test drive, right? Because I understand when I have a client who is test driving a vehicle, the likelihood of me closing and capturing business with that client goes through the roof compared to if we don't do it. Many times in the dealership, you would have customers come in and they would say, no, I don't need to drive it. I've already driven it, or they would have, I don't have the time. I got to get going. There's not a lot of time. They would have all kinds of reasonings as to why they're not going to drive the vehicle. But as we all understand, there's laws to influencing other human beings. And if you want that individual to drive the vehicle, you will find a way. And if not, you will find an excuse. Again, if you want to know the ways I do that to all of my automotive friends and family, reach out to me and Ace Selling Systems can be dropped on your door. Let's keep it moving, shall we? So I explained to them sales, and I'm explaining to all of you as well. Sales is the demonstration of the features, benefits of the product, service, thought, idea, or concept you represent that you in turn logically justify a client to take ownership of or to take the next step with. In the instance where a test drive is the next mini victory for me, a customer might say, yeah, I don't really need to do that now. I'm not making a decision today. To which I would respond, I totally understand. But you want to know what's going to help you make a decision? A decision that this might be the solution to your problem or you're certain it is not. It's going to be by taking it for a drive. We're here right now. There's no time better than the present. Let's go for a drive and see if this is the vehicle you never want to own or drive, right? These are the types of answers or approaches I would have in that instance. Again, my goal is I only want to achieve my next mini victory. I am only looking to get on that test drive. Think about this. I draw a lot of parallels between selling and the courtship of women. Call me what you want to call me. I don't think there could be a clearer, better example, right? You might see the lady of your dreams and think, oh my God, I want to marry this woman. I know in my heart she's the one. Well, if you say, hey, you're the one I'm supposed to marry, she's going to call for the police and go running in the other direction. Your mini victory should be, hey, do you think we could go and have a cup of coffee sometime? I think you're somebody worth getting to know, and I think you might feel the same about me. Again, I'm not giving pickup lines here, folks. I'm just trying to draw a parallel and make the picture abundantly clear. It's about mini victories. Now, the mini victory in the automotive dealership is going to be, again, getting them to the dealership. That's number one. The second one is going to be getting them on a test drive. That's number two, right? Now, when you are in a sales process and the client has already told you 586,000 times, I'm not buying today. Don't waste your time on me, okay? Because this is what you're going to hear. I don't care if you're selling birthday cakes, automobiles, massages, anything else in between. You're an entrepreneur. What you know is you've got a product, service, thought, idea, or concept that is dynamite for the marketplace, and it's just a matter of effectively explaining that value to a potential client so that they can arrive at their own decision, to do business with you. So in the automotive dealership, they've arrived. We've got them on a test drive. Well, hey, is the next mini victory selling the car? No, it's not. We're not there yet. Slow down. Slow your roll. You see, the next mini victory would be we need to get some payment information for the client. Again, in the automotive world, and think about yourself. If you're not from that world, think about whenever you've purchased an automobile, what's the next thing? Well, hey, let's get you some payment information on this vehicle so you'll know exactly what the investment's going to look like. Well, a lot of times clients get their back up against a wall. No, I don't need that right now, right? And this is because not that they don't desire the information, it's more so it's another step towards commitment. It is commitment in itself. And a lot of human beings don't want to feel obligated, so they're always trying to resist going to the next step in the process. Here's what I can tell you. I have never closed a car deal that I didn't put to paper. Well, I shouldn't say never. I'm an interesting human being and I do have some stories, but 95% of the time, a closed car deal has always come behind having someone show up on the lot, answering their questions and identifying the exact solution to their perceived challenge, getting them to test drive that challenge, and then coming back and providing the payment information and how to solve this challenge. Yeah, the payment's on the vehicle. With those worksheets and with that information I provide the client, behind that is usually a quick and effective conversation, a solution's delivered to the problem, and we're going to sell a car. But at this point in time, you might be on the test drive with the client, right? And then as you're driving back, the client might be saying to you, okay, well, this was great. All I wanted to do was drive this thing right now. And well, hey, thanks for helping me accomplish that, Alan. They'll start to proactively put their defense up as to why they are not going any further. But you aren't going to be hearing any of that. And this isn't any type of greasy sales stuff. No, when you know with certainty that you have a solution to a perceived challenge of another human being, it is your duty to effectively influence them, because it's only after you have done so and delivered the solution will you see that look on their face of absolute appreciation, saying, you know what? This is something I wasn't looking forward to doing. It's a problem I've wanted out of my way for some time. And thank you, because I believe we've just solved it. And I'm very happy with the solution you provided. This is exactly what happens when I get to the end of a sales process. But let's get back to all of you. We're painting a picture here. Mini victories. So the mini victory now, we've got them at the lot. We've got them test driving the vehicle. Again, we cannot get to the point of a closed sale, which is our desired result, without effectively getting through these other stop points or checkpoints, if you will. Well, after they've arrived, test driven, now we come back to get some payment information. You're going to hear resistance, right? Oh, I don't need that, this or that. Hey, sir, do you want to know something? If you're going to have an effective conversation when you get home with all decision makers, it's probably a great idea to have the payment information there. And do you want to know something? If you decided to change your mind and take advantage of it now, I'll totally understand. It's okay, right? Let me show you how easy it is to do business here at ABC Motors. All of these things are examples, and there's a ton more, but we're not doing an automotive training class right now. I'm just painting a picture. But there's a way to move and logically justify why someone will take the next step while alleviating anything that could produce anxiousness, right? Ignorance breeds anxiety. You want to write that down. When people don't know what is happening next or why, they get uptight and anxious and they, I just want to think about it. And you all hate hearing that. I understand why. Your wallet hates it even more. So when you understand all of these laws, okay, then effectively influencing people is incredibly easy. That's why we exist. But what you want to do is logically justify why to get to the next step. Now, you might have a client who's still saying, this happened to me all the time. I'm not buying nothing, Al. I don't want you to get payment information. I'm not buying anything. And to this, I respond, I totally understand, sir. Most people don't. Most people are here to get information on the first day. I just want to make sure I provide an abundance of it for you so that if and when you arrive at a decision at home with all decision makers, you'll simply consider me and ABC Motors as a place to do business with. Does that sound disarming? Yes. Does that alleviate the anxiousness? I've just told them, we're not buying today. Do you want to know something? We are definitely buying today. And this, again, is not me being a mustache-twisting pirate like I'm up to something. I just understand. I've seen the movie and I know how it plays out. Clients only arrive at the dealership because they have these perceived challenges, and I just happen to be an effective communicator who knows how to unearth them. Once I solve the challenge, of course, we're going to do business. I want you to think about this. If you have a raging headache and I say, hey, I've got an Advil, would you like it? I'm your new best friend. Well, the only difference in these two scenarios is the client has experienced a headache before and what an Advil can do to make it go away. Unfortunately, in our industry, there's many instances where they've experienced a headache and all they got was an inadequate, unprepared sales representative who gave them more of a headache, all right? And that's exactly what I'm not, and the people I teach are not, and all of you are not, okay? That's why we're here learning, so we can do our jobs properly and effectively serve the world through our businesses, through our ventures. Well, it's many victories, folks. You're always going to keep an upbeat attitude when you understand that you are in a position where you are going to lose far more often than you win. I love the analogy of a Major League Baseball player, right? They fail 7 out of 10 times and we give them a batting championship. Yeah, they bat 300. That means a batter, every 10 times they go up to the plate, they whiff, they strike out, they fly out, they do not succeed getting on base 70% of the time. And when they do succeed 3 out of 10 times, we give them a batting championship and they get ridiculous contracts. Yeah, they get paid a lot of money. Well, it's similar in golf even. I'm a golf nut. Love golfing. Do you know Tiger Woods? He only lands the ball on the green 20% of the time on his approach shots to the green. Right? We as amateurs, if we miss the green, we're cussing and screaming, ready to snap golf clubs. I'm not, but maybe some of you are, and maybe I used to be many moons ago. But my point is we get highly frustrated. Here's the law. Frustration and disappointment can only be present when expectations are. Let me tell you something, amateur golfer guy. You're not Tiger Woods. If you hit a green, fist pump it, and if you hit it just to the side of the green, build a bridge, get over it, chip the ball tight, and make a putt. But the expectation that you should be 100% on this is ridiculous, and it's only going to demotivate you. And when you're in that unmotivated state and frustrated, you're not going to play any better. Well, it's the same as a sales representative. When you get into these states of mind, this negativity, as it seeps into you, all you do is start to, omit that same trash energy. And that's why your customers want nothing to do with you. And you hear those lovely words again, I'm just going to think about it. Now, when you understand your sales process, like this automotive one that I've glazed through ever so quickly, it really changes the game for you. Right? You see, I get a customer at the dealership. I'm excited. Hey, welcome to the dealership, sir. My name's Alan. What can I get you information on today? I'm pumped because I've never sold air before. I need somebody there to convert, business on, to solve a problem for, etc. When I get them on the test drive, I'm getting momentum. Hey, we got a test drive underway. When they see how amazing this vehicle is and how it solves their perceived challenge because of this, because of this, because of this, and because of this, man, this thing's going to sell itself. When I get to the payment point, hey, I don't want the payments. Let me just get you some payments, sir, so you've got something to take home with you tonight as you have an effective conversation with all decision makers. Well, let me ask you something. How many of you have said, I'm not buying anything, I'm not doing nothing, and the second the payment information came out, all of a sudden it's like we're on the game show, Let's Make a Deal, and everyone starts to say things like, so what can you do about the number? What can you do about the price? Do you know how many times people have said to me, I'm not buying today? I say, I totally understand, sir. Let me get you this payment information so you can have an effective conversation when you go home tonight with all decision makers. I bring the payments out and all of a sudden they're like, oh, well, what can you do about the price here? Can we get this thing a little bit lower? In my head, I'm like, wait a minute. You have just told me 1,000,000 times all day that you're not buying today. But do you want to know what I know because I'm great at what I do? I know that when I solve the problems for my clients, they are begging for me to deliver to them what it is they're there to buy. And that's why I know how this process goes. And never when somebody says to me, I'm not doing anything today, does my demeanor change and I get all negative. Because I understand mini victories, folks. Right? In those moments where they're like, what can you do about the price? This is a buying signal. This is an example of somebody who is actually ready to go. And you know what they've just shown me? They've shown me their poker hand. They've shown me that I like you, Alan Dickie. I believe in the solutions you've delivered to me for the perceived challenge I walked in here with. And we might be close. I'm just curious about this number here. Now, do you think I'm discounting the number? Of course not. Anytime value exceeds price, business gets done. I've had deals in the car business where I've had past clients say to me, Al, everything's good on the truck, but you're $500 more expensive than the guy down the road. I look at them and I say, you don't get Alan Dickie down the road. Lean on the pen, Bill. Now, some of you might be like, what? Yeah, Bill laughs and goes, man, Alan, you're something else. I'm like, I know, Bill. Now let's get this thing going. I'll have you pick it up in an hour and a half. And they end up doing business. I like to have fun with my clients. They understand my candor, my nature, the way I interact with them. But they also understand that I back up everything I ever say and they can set their watch to me. I'm there to support them in any facet or measure possible. Why? Because I understand I can have anything I want to in life as long as I help them get what they want. I deliver an attitude of servitude to my market. And because I serve them so well, they have no problem, I guess in this example, tipping me. Hey, when you go to the nice steakhouse on the night of your anniversary and you get treated right and the meal's fantastic, do you just pay the exact amount and walk out? No, you do not. You tip them because the value exceeded the price. When you go to McDonald's, and you shouldn't be going to McDonald's because the food's trash and it's not going to be good for you. My bad. There's 2 cents nobody asked for. When they tell you how much it costs and you pay them, you hold your hand out for the exact change. This is the difference between salespeople who think price sells things and then us, who don't think that way, and neither should you. Here's the law, folks. Price alone has never sold anything in its life. And if you fail to understand that, you need to get in here or you need to go subscribe to a different channel. You're not one of us. This is about mini victories. So here I've laid it out really quickly. In the automotive industry, that's what it looks like, right? Customer arrives on the lot. This is a win. Let's stay excited. Hey, did they buy something right away? No, they did not, but they're going to go on a test drive with me. I'm super excited because I've never sold a car, or rarely do I sell a car without the test drive being involved. So I am going in the right direction. Coming back from the test drive, I now need to get payment information. We need to have a discussion on what the investment's going to look like to make sure all parties are comfortable and make sure it makes sense. Because once we've come to that agreement, the only thing left to do is decide when you're picking up the vehicle. In an hour, or would you like to come and get it first thing tomorrow morning? Right? Now, I want you to think about this from the position of an entrepreneur, as you are. How about this? Let's forget what it is you're selling right now. Let's forget about what value you have to the marketplace. Let's talk about you, right? That maybe you're the person I'm talking to right now who's sitting in a cubicle and you've had it up to here. The clock never moves. You've seen the video. You understand what I'm talking about. But you have this burning desire, this gift, this purpose inside of you. And this is exactly why we're here. This is why you're watching, because you want to bring this thing out to the marketplace. Well, number one, we're going to stop wanting to do that because, as I've said in the past, people who want and wish never have. That's why they're wanting and wishing. What you need to do is make a decision. And what you want to decide on is the fact that you are going to keep an eye out for the mini victories in this amazing journey, because that's exactly what entrepreneurship is. It's a journey. It's not a destination. Do you think retirement exists for people operating in their purpose? Newsflash, it does not. Do you want to know what retires us? Death. You think I'm ever going to stop doing what I do? Of course not. Death will do that. You'll know when Alan Dickie's done when the funeral procession shows up, or you get the date of seeing me in a box. Because this is what purpose living is. I want you to remind yourself, retirement is a capitalistic concept, and it's actually quite silly. Make a ton of money, make a ton of money. Well, then what do I do when I get all the money? Well, then you just buy a lot of nice shit and you sit at home on a couch or you golf every day. Now, wait a minute. That does sound attractive, but that is not what I'm looking to do. I'm going to golf every day and I'm still going to serve the world through my business as long as I have breath in my lungs. And this is what operating under your purpose is all about. So you might be in the cubicle today, but I want to remind you, sight is the greatest enemy of vision. The reason you're here right now absorbing all of this is because you have that vision. In fact, you've had that vision for some time. But that vision is not coming out, and you're not going to manifest it until you start to have faith in mini victories. Now, maybe your mini victory is, hey, you want to know something? I'm in that cubicle. This is a means to an end. I absolutely hate this job, this just over broke position I'm in right now. But you want to know something? I got a goal this month that I'm going to get a website put together. The website domain I've already got. Getting the website put together is going to cost an investment of X amount of dollars, but that's going to be a first step on this journey as I start to create this ecosystem that ultimately will alleviate me of this position I have at my job. What is the mini victory? Because all of these mini victories are incredibly important. I want you to look around here right now. This is a studio. Do you know this studio for this podcast was up and running, ready to be filmed in 3 years ago, right in the middle of COVID going on, right? Now, here I am. This podcast is launched in 2023. But do you want to know something? When I built the studio, it was a mini victory. Was I all bent out of shape because there wasn't a million episodes in it yet? No, not at all. Because I understood the vision, I understood my purpose, and I understood this was a step along that journey. You see, I stay highly motivated because, like all successful people, we finish things before we start them. When you effectively identify your end and reverse engineer the plan on how to get there, again, that's what we teach. Well, then you understand that all of these steps along the way are mini victories. They're highly motivating moments in your journey that only provide you with more energy and more fuel to make it to the next step, the next mini victory. So think about your business. Maybe, as I say, you're still in the cubicle. Maybe the mini victory today is you simply dialed in what the business is going to be called and you got a domain name purchase for $20. Mini victory, right? Maybe you this month say, I need to figure out what the logo is going to be of the business that I'm bringing to the marketplace that is going to just serve the world to no end and deliver all of this fruit back to me. Because again, you can have anything you want to in life as long as you help others get what they want, right? Identify all of these positive moves and steps forward and consider them. Remind yourself exactly what they are. They are mini victories. Because there is nobody who decided one day, you want to know something? I'm going to do this. And then a day later, boom, it was there. Hey, I need to hire someone to count the money. Like it happened this quick. It can happen quickly, but 24 hours just might be a little too rare to consider a norm. Now, think about your business. Maybe you're in a situation right now where you've had a business, but you're sort of plateauing. You're trying to figure out, man, what's my next move? I need to pivot. All of us will have to do this, okay? It would be wonderful for me to tell you everything just stays the same. Think about McDonald's. You think McDonald's in 1985 thought they'd ever have to change? Well, and then what happened? Over the next 20 years, everybody started to say, you want to know something? You could like kill yourself and put yourself into the ground by eating this trash every day. And then what did they do? They pivoted. They adapted. Let's get a healthier menu. Let's afford us some new options. You remember when McDonald's first started offering salads? Everybody was like, salads at McDonald's? That company still thrives today. Why? Because it is effectively been able to identify when it needs to pivot. And it just understood we will continue to move forward. It's a mini victory. We got the product to market. We're advertising the market. You know, a certain 1% of our marketplace started to digest the product. A few months later, it was 5%. I'm making numbers up, but you understand what I mean. Everybody looked at it and understood it was a mini victory. They never took their eye off the prize. Now, let me dial this one home real good for you, all right? I personally have a ridiculously successful automotive business. I've got a few businesses that are incredibly successful and that are working for me, and they're tied into the automotive space. Now, if I wanted to, I could just stay there and literally add commas to the bank account, keep pounding money into the bank. I'm not here. I don't serve money, folks. And it's so funny. A lot of people think money's an amazing thing. Remember Biggie, more money, more problems. Couldn't be more truthful. What I'm here to do is operate under my purpose and serve the world through my purpose. And this right here is my purpose. You're watching it. So think about this. On YouTube right now, there's about 2,000 subscribers on my page. This is so funny. I'm going to clip this and stick it back in all of your faces in the very near future because I'm going to laugh. I'm not going to be surprised at what's going to happen. But what you're going to watch is the subscribers on this page are going to slowly but surely continue to go up. They're going to go up and up and up and up and up and up. Now, if I see one new subscriber show up today, it's a mini victory. This is an attitude, folks. It's the way I'm built. It's how I do it. Because I understand that while the incremental gains in the beginning may seem insignificant, they're all necessary to get to a point of the snowball rolling out of control. Let me ask you something. If you're on YouTube, surely you've heard of Mr. Beast, right? Now, I don't watch any of Mr. Beast's content, but I have heard the name and I know he's got a jillion subscribers, right? He's got a YouTube channel that has a value in the billions, right? Do you think he just started off in the billions? Of course not. I think he was 10 or 13 years old when he started making videos. I remember seeing a clip of him talking about how, his videos sucked and they didn't work, but he never stopped. If he got one new subscriber, he took it as a mini victory and he continued to move forward. Now, he is dialed into a certain value he delivers to the marketplace, and the marketplace is rewarding him for it. My point is he does something now and he can gain 500,000 subscribers in a day. But he still remembers what it was like to get one. Mini victories, folks. When I think about my social media presence, I came out on Facebook. That was where I poured a lot of my attention into. Between my business pages and groups that I had set up, there's about 40,000 followers on there. I remember when it took a year to get 100 likes on my business page. But when I got a like, I always took it as a mini victory. And then do you want to know what happened? Because I never gave up, because I stayed highly motivated, positive as you know what, and kept moving forward, that one fateful day on January 20th, 2016, I made a video and it was titled, "To Get Out of the Car Business While You Still Can." I'll never forget that day. I was talking about it the other day with my team. I remember how I posted the video around 10 a.m. and I went to lunch at around noon. At lunch, I remember seeing it was at 3,000 views. I remember finishing my lunch, it was at 5,000 views. I remember I had 3 messages in my inbox. By the end of the day, there was 30. I remember by the next morning when I woke up, I was at 13,000 views. By that evening, it was at 22,000 views, and so on and so forth. That video ended up in front of like 750,000 eyeballs, and it had me rigorously traveling all over North America since. So, am I doing this for money? Am I doing this for these reasons? No, I'm not. I'm doing it because it's my purpose. And I have identified that as I move forward every single day, the law will show up. Disciplined actions taken on a consistent basis can and will guarantee results. So what I've done is I've rewired my brain to identify that these are all about mini victories. And these are incredibly valuable and they should not be understated or underappreciated. Because again, folks, this is a journey. And all of you out there, all of you entrepreneurs, all of you businesses within the business, the start is usually what stops most people. And if you readjust your thinking and you understand that, hey man, if I have one person show up to the lot to talk to, today was a win. If I have one person answer the telephone when I make that call and is willing to talk to me, that is a win. Start to identify in all aspects of your business what a mini victory truly is. And then you'll realize that you're going to start to adjust your thinking and you will perpetually become somebody who sees the glass as half full and never half empty. That's my message here for you folks today, all right? Mini victories. This is such a huge moment. In fact, in your businesses, in your entrepreneurial ventures right now, you want to write down, where are you at? What's the watermark right now? How many subscribers do you have? How much business are you closing each month? What is your monthly revenue? Write it down. And if you increase that revenue by $1, you increase those subscribers by one viewer, by one subscriber, start to give yourself a pat on the back. It's a pat on the back you deserve. It is a mini victory. Because again, think about the Great Wall of China. If somebody said, hey man, we got to build this wall, there's the bricks, go to work. Oh my God, nobody would have ever started the project. But do you want to know what they did? They said, I'm going to show up and work today, and I'm going to take this one brick, and I'm going to lay this brick as perfectly as I can. And the second I'm done, I'm just going to grab another brick, and then I'm going to lay another one. And I'm just going to do this discipline action on a consistent basis, right? Because I believe. And then you know what happened? One day they would have put a brick on, and somebody would have said, hey, that's it. Where's all the bricks? They're gone. The wall's done. And it's at that moment somebody would have looked up and been like, oh my gosh, we've built it. That's exactly how you'll feel when you arrive at moments in your entrepreneurial career where your bank account is swollen and you are hiring people to help count the money. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Alan Dickie. This is the Entrepreneurial Collective. Do not forget to like and subscribe. The amount of content teaching you how to effectively influence your market and build out your life's purpose and business, it's coming hot and fast through YouTube. Be sure to like and subscribe, and be sure to click on this link and check it out, because those of you that are tired of this journey taking too long, if you want to expedite the process, you need to get inside the Entrepreneurial Collective's inner circle, because that's where I delve much deeper than I do in these podcasts, and also on a one-on-one basis afford you the opportunity to address the direct challenges you're experiencing so I can give you the direct solutions and we can win together. Ladies and gentlemen, dropping every Tuesday. I'll look forward to seeing you on our next episode. This is, and we are, the Entrepreneurial Collective. Make it a great day, everybody.